What up, and welcome to another collective message and channeling and download. So, this one is for those of you who are wondering if someone is the love of your life or an imposter. Victim mentality healing brings clarity. So, I feel like some of you have been going back and forth on a situation involving a fire sign, or maybe someone you've been putting a lot of effort into, whether physically or energetically. Maybe this is because I'm seeing all of these wands as you working hard to suppress a truth about somebody, and you're also trying to not let your anger spill over. I also feel like this is somebody who has triggered a lot of your mental health issues, and it's no shame. We all got a little something off with us, growing up in this society. But I just feel like this person, they have a tendency to bring out the worst in you. I do feel like this could also be an Aries energy. I was just getting this heavy fire sign energy. And I feel like it's time to let this person go energetically. I keep hearing it like that because some of you, you're in communication, but you're not really physically together. And then for others of you, you want to be physically together with this person, but whenever you try to manifest them, you notice that there's a lot of resistance. This is because the divine is trying to tell you that this person is not the one for you. Some of you have been waiting around for this person to come around for some time. This person may have even moved on with somebody else. And I feel like there's just a percentage of you who are still a little bit in denial. Look, oh my God. I love when that happens, but I feel like some of you guys are still living in denial about a truth when it comes to a fire sign energy or a Taurus, Libra, Virgo, Capricorn. Those are all the signs that I'm feeling. Meanwhile, while you've been chasing this buffoon energetically, because the weird thing about this is that you guys are not in communication with this person. Some of you guys are on and off, but for most of you, I feel like you guys really aren't. It's just mainly this energetic attachment, this energetic cord that you're needing to cut off because it's keeping you from manifesting something that God has been wanting to get to you for some time. Also, there's a percentage of you where the divine is proud of you for letting someone go. But how you'll know somebody is meant for you is because they'll always come back evolved. They'll always come back better. So make sure that you guys are keeping that in mind, because some of you have walked away from somebody and they are the one for you. Okay, so this is where you're going to have to use your discernment, because I'm getting two different storylines here. I feel some of you have been successful in letting someone go, and you're going to get some clarity that shows you that this person is the one for you. Because I feel like maybe this is a past energy where you were really holding on to this person, but then you started to realize that it's triggering your mother or father wounds, or it opened your eyes up to, or it will open your eyes up to the fact that there's still a trauma bond between you and this person that you need to heal by allowing yourself to acknowledge that just because somebody isn't good for you in that moment doesn't mean they're never good for you. But when somebody is not good for you, you have to chalk it up to God's timing, okay? You have to not allow yourself to get so fixated on the right and wrongs of a connection. Because some of you, you see love as very black and white. And that's why you have issues with staying committed in certain partnerships also. Because you feel like if this person did something to me, then that means that they can't change. I have to hold them to this standard. But what if everybody looked at you in that way? How would you feel if people looked at you and said, oh, they can never change, and they held grudges? So make sure that you guys are not, I'm hearing double standard. So watch for living in a double standard when it comes to love life. The biggest thing that I'm seeing here, though, is how you unlock this clarity about who's the one for you is by letting go of these grudges. by accepting the fact that somebody is not good for you at this moment, and all you can really do is focus on your heart space and focus on your healing, which is very, very, very tender. And I feel like the reason that you guys may fixate on finding another lover is because of that inner child wound and fear of abandonment that you're still working through. It's like the more that you accept that something is over and done is the more that you will get clarity. Because it's weird. Some of you, the reason that you feel like you want this person is because you got a reading that said this person was the one for you. And you allowed it to dictate your thoughts about this person when you haven't really allowed yourself to think about this person without getting a reading. Okay, if you catch my drift. You haven't allowed yourself to have your own personal feelings about this connection. This is especially true for those of you who do have your own tarot cards or you do get readings. There's just this heavy thing of discernment, okay? Because especially if you're watching collective readings on YouTube or picker readings on YouTube, those are not always true. So there's this sense of independence that you're going to have to gain when you're trying to figure out who's the one for you. And I'm speaking very clearly to those who are aware of the twin flame journey or twin flame dynamic. How you know you're in a twin flame dynamic is by asking the universe for signs and confirmation, more so than you getting a reading about it, because it's very confusing. And the twin flame journey is always changing because you're always changing, which means that there are sometimes certain parts of the journey where you can't know, you can't really seek validation because the divine is trying to push you to listen to your heart. But I feel like there's a percentage of divine feminines out there who are getting caught up in, is this an imposter or is this the one for me? Or who's the one for me and who's the imposter? But you have to realize that this is coming from a victim mentality in a deep way. It's like you're afraid of being the victim of another love crime. And you don't realize how much that's actually stagnating your growth. But I feel some of you, when you hear this message, is going to confirm to you what you already know, is that it's time to start loving yourself more. It's time to start meditating more. It's time to start resting more. Some of you are not sleeping over this because you have to get it right. But then you're not being in your feminine energy. You're being in a masculine energy of trying to control. And that's what the universe is trying to balance out within you. Because if you're afraid of love, you will never really have it in a secure way. You have to understand that love is a gamble. It's either going to work or it's not. Even if it's working for a moment, there's always a possibility that it could no longer work. And you have to accept that nobody truly belongs to you. And I also spoke about this in my podcast a while back. So if you guys scroll through, you may be able to find it. But it's just very important to be mature when you're looking at love and set aside looking at one person as everything for you. Because that's what society, that's what the TV programming, it tries to shut down the divine feminine so that we don't actually do the healing that we need to do for the collective. You are not supposed to chase your masculine. You are not supposed to chase, okay? Somebody really needs to know that. That's why your path has been blocked. This is why your health has not been the best. Because you've been taking on the energy of somebody who's no longer a vibrational match for you. And it's hard because the ego, it can take a hit. Sometimes, you know, what I've realized is not that you're upset that the person doesn't want you. You're upset. Well, it's not that you're upset that they left you. You're upset that they don't want you. Your ego, it takes a hit more so than you actually feeling and looking at it realistically, like, were we even really a match? Are we even really a match? You know, asking yourself the realistic questions more so than looking to somebody else to answer them for you. So this is meant to reach those who really needed to know it's time to stop, because you're gonna, if you don't heal, what your heart chakra does is it goes to the readings that are the most scandalous. It goes to the readings with the most scandalous titles, or the readings that will give you validation. How does this person feel about me? And because you're wounded, you're not actually being led to the correct readings. You're being led to the trauma readings, okay? You're being led to readings that are not really true. You have to discern what is true before it's too late, before you don't trust yourself. That's how I'm hearing. And what I mean too late, it's like you get so confused to the point where you're so frustrated, you know, and your intuition is blocked.